Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we compound 10k by 1% every day. Today is day 25. Our equity has dropped a little bit since our last stream on Friday. That's because we did some high leverage shit that got us a bit wrecked, but it's not a problem. We're still at 31k. Let's view a quick trade disclaimer and then go into the BTC chart. So I actually already did the analysis. I'm just going to go over it very quickly with all of you. So there are no new monthly levels. We're right now at that previous monthly that was already tapped. So the weeklies, we do have a weekly untapped level. It's not really a strong level. There's not really much confluence. I placed it on the chart just for knowing where the weekly is, but I'm probably not gonna trade out of this. So I'm now going to delete it actually. I don't want it on my chart. We have still this untapped weekly a bit lower. Then for the day, I don't want this daily on my chart, so I only kept the upper one. Still have a few untapped dailies above us, and we do have one below us that is actually the same one as that weekly. So the previous day levels, since that is Monday after the weekend, everything is packed close together. Not really gonna provide a trade today. The naked point of controls. So we do have a lot of unfinished business to the upside. We do have a cluster which are actually more or less the same levels. If you just have one on, that's fine. Not really that interesting right now. We do still have that poor low there, and the high was also poor. There are some poor highs in between, but for now we're gonna keep that. The weekly pivot for this week is at 4300-ish. Or trend lines, we're getting close to that one. That is actually also that channel. We never managed to get above this one, and we still have the major one of the Corona low that hasn't been tapped since this bull market started. I'm actually going to move that one to there. And just keep that one in mind. Then for the channels, let's view them one by one. So I adjusted this channel a bit. Instead of taking it from like that, I now would like it more if we are taking it from the wicks to the other wicks, because that way we're still in that channel and we haven't tapped it yet. Otherwise we would be out of the channel already, and I like it more like this. So that one isn't really up to date, but I'm gonna keep them anyway. So that fib channel, we never managed to break above that. The opposite fib channel, actually very beautiful rejection over here. Bam, that is where we got that short. Always one confluence. Then we still have that major pitchfork and this fib channel that for now is still support. So then locally this uptrend, right now we're at the 0.75 and the CC Fibonacci, so the 0.75 of the speed fan and the retracement, which is a nice zone, definitely, for a possible reversal. Let's keep that in mind. For now, I'm even gonna put that box over there, because losing this but still holding that, this is kind of a choppy, could be a choppy zone where people get wrecked in both directions. So actually want to keep that a bigger box. The previous range doesn't matter right now. This local range, we're close to the value area low. We do still have a high volume node, which is in between those levels. From the whole down move, the value area low is a bit lower. We also rejected from that point of control. We're held up by this high volume node, and now we also lost that one. So that lower range, I'm not giving much thoughts to this one anymore, because we already traded through these levels so much. Then for everything, we are at that high volume node. There's still a good potential, because in theory, once, let's take that, once we got back into the val of, at that time, that was where this high volume node was, we got back into it, we would actually expect a full rotation. And I think we actually got that, because yes, the value areas were higher, but now they have changed. We backtested that point of control, so we still could expect the value area low in time. It's definitely something to keep in mind. Then what do we have left? We still haven't gotten to that golden pocket from the Corona low. We still have that CC, which is quite low, but would cancel out all these lows and take that liquidity. We're now below all the major VWAPs. For the downtrend, we rejected off this golden pocket. We're still dancing around it. Then the bearish counts, I haven't really updated that one much, but the bearish count is basically that this was the high of the bull market, and We're now looking to at least take these lows and then don't get higher. That would be the bearish count. The bullish count. So this high was also put in on the on perfect Fibonacci time, and I actually adjusted this one a little bit, because first I was thinking that this was 3, 4 and we got 5, but now it actually looks more like this is 4, this was still 3, and we're now looking for the 5, which also would be the end of wave 1 for a retracement. That could be an ABC, or also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or something more complex. For then another move down before this whole correction wave is over and we finally go to new all-time highs. One thing to keep in mind with this is that there is still a possibility that this correction is already over, and this was a major low. If this is the case, then we would expect somewhere between now and 32k, don't take this low, to be the last major low before going up. So basically we need to long somewhere here for this retracement, even if it's only a retracement. If it then goes further, we are still in the trades for a possible last leg of this bull market. If that is not the case, we're still gonna short over there and then look for new longs. So let's see what happens if we turn everything on. We still have that major fib time in the end of May. We haven't touched the low of the triangle yet, so let's see. I'm gonna delete this box again. So basically, let's go to a 1 hour first. We do have that pivot over there. Still 7 days to touch it. And 80% that we do. We're now in the golden pockets of these last few months uptrends. We have that daily and weekly untapped, that poor low on the channel, on the triangle, on the trend line. We do have the major pitchfork here, but that's a very high time frame, so give or take like more than $1,000. That doesn't really help us right now. one thing to keep in mind that everything is going to be dependent on what the stock market does. Let's see today. Already started the day with a 3% drop. This was actually a beautiful trading range in the weekend, and I actually got chopped up in a 2% move, trying to high leverage long these things, and got stopped out. So another lesson for me, but let's see what we can find. So we now lost that range, even already backtested it today. We lost that low. Trying to swing failure it, but for now it really doesn't happen, and it already is taking more than an hour. So ES also started the day bearish, but it's not really open yet. It's at the 0.75 retracement of this whole move, of this move. Also lost that channel, just fell through it. We still haven't taken those lows. I have a major VWAP over there. But once we drop further, this would be very bad for Bitcoin. If you're not in a short, at least. I do want to long this, and I actually prefer to long close to the low, so I can take a higher leverage long. But right now we have a major zone of potential reversals, and the market structure is pretty bearish. Even in this section of the charts, we are making lower lows and lower highs. So the wise thing to do is at least wait for market structure change or a reclaim after a loss of level. And if we are looking for a reclaim, then there again are a few possibilities. First of all, this swing failure and go up, but is that so likely? Not while the stock market is not open yet. I wouldn't trust it that this is already the low. Of course, I could be wrong. My preferred zone would be over there. Finally taking that poor low. Testing the trend line, the bigger channel. This is probably the fib channel. Yes. let's see. So that would mean also losing this local val, taking all these lows, which would be nice. And that would also give us an easy reclaim. If we trade below this, whatever we do around there, then reclaim it, then that would be more or less easy to trade. Even if it takes a day or two of trading below it, we can just wait the reaction. If it never comes, we just stay in our short. It might even get a real fake out. Maybe take that low, but still hold that low. The overlow low, trade around it and then go up. But I'm not sure that we then get high enough. So for today, I'm actually happy to wait for these levels today. That's another 2 or 3%. If we bounce here, I might look, that's still high. It's gonna be a difficult day to get in a long, I think. And this video is already taking too long. I would look for market structure change, maybe a reclaim of this, but it seems a bit too easy. And if you need to wait before we reclaim this level, well, you already have a stop loss of 3% then, so what's the point? Yeah, I'm basically happy to wait to see levels reclaimed, see some strength. If this is the low and I miss out, well, I actually already, let's see this. I took a hedge position early this morning, and I'm happy to let that one run deeper and then maybe compound it. If not, well, then we don't make any more money on that short, but we are hedged. Basically, I'm gonna first of all see what happens here. Do we swing failure this on the CC? Is the order flow bullish? Then take a scalp long, might get up. If we don't get that one, this is the place to be. If this also just continues to be bearish market structure, yeah, you can take a scalp long. I might even try it, but then this will be a good box for at least something. It still can be lost. So there are a few points for today to watch. If we already bounce right now, well, then that's fine by me. To the upsides, it's gonna be pretty easy. First of all, reclaim this range. This should be resistance, point of control, and the top. This whole area is resistance. Do we reclaim that, then I would actually be pretty bullish, but I would look for the weekly pivot first and then maybe back test it, and then the week will continue. So for now, few levels to keep in mind, and I hope you learned something. Have a great trading day.